Well, welcome everyone to 2023. Yes, it is a new year, and that means it is a new spring, and that means Vanguard Athletics is gearing up for all of the spring sports that are going to be starting here in just a week or two, and that includes the track and field program. They have indoor, they have outdoor, and they had a heck of a season last year with some huge championship results. Head coach Bryan Wilkins here today. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful.
How was your summer?
Summer was amazing. It just went too fast as usual.
As normally is. So let's recap a little bit last year. We'll go back to indoor first, obviously, because that's how this season goes. Kaylee Dorn, National Championship, Aaron Burke, All-American, a couple other qualifiers as well. Recap, how amazing was that for this program?
Yeah, that was an epic season for us. And obviously the highlight was Kaylee Dorn in that 5K final. She was in fourth with a couple hundred meters to go and put down a monster kick and managed to pull off that first ever title for a distance runner at Vanguard. And interestingly enough, through the years, we've had 7 runner-up finishes from distance runners at nationals, so that was the first. We've been waiting for that for a long, long time. That was a huge highlight. Obviously, Aaron being All-American in the 4 was awesome and a huge deal as well for a freshman to pull that off. So yeah, very successful indoor season. I think we sent the most athletes ever to indoor nationals, 15 total that we've ever sent to a national championship. So we're very proud of that as well.
Yeah. And I'll toot my own horn, did an interview with Kaylee Dorn. Check that out on our YouTube. She talks about her kick as well as how she got into track and field and all sorts of stuff, as well as the meet footage. Incredible how far she came back from. So make sure if you haven't seen that already, check it out. But then, of course, as the indoor season comes to a close in South Dakota, you guys are already rolling for the outdoor season. I mean, indoor-outdoor out here is, in California, a technical term because everything seems to be outdoor for the most part.
Indoor events.
But indoor events in outdoor venues.
Right.
We move on. Outdoor season officially began, and if history was made in the indoor, it seemed like almost as much history for the outdoor as the women captured their first GSAC team title at the championships. Chase Mars again proved himself on the men's side in the sprints, and there were 12 in GSAC titles as well as national qualifiers, and concluding the season with adding up the indoor to the outdoor 7 All-American performances for your program. You're Coach of the Year, should have led off with that. Congratulations on that. Reflect a little on the outdoor season.
Yeah, outdoors was amazing. We didn't drop off at all from indoors, and we had the best outdoor season we've ever seen on the women's side of the program with that first ever conference championship title. We've been waiting for that for a long, long time. We knew we were definitely in the hunt that year and had the personnel to possibly pull it off. That was the goal. And to see it come to fruition in a landslide victory, more or less, was epic. And all the athletes stepped up. We had scoring, I think, from every single one of our women except for maybe 2 at conference. And yeah, it was an incredible way to cap off the outdoor season for the women. The men had a great run as well, obviously with Chase Mars leading the conference, in the 100, the 200.
The relay team
leading the 4x1 to a GSAC title as well. Chase took down I think was it a 40-year-old, or I can't remember now, 40-year-old school record in the 100-meter dash. So yeah, phenomenal season for outdoor track as well.
15 records in total broken. Let's hope, between indoor and outdoor, let's hope for a few more this year. Let's talk a little bit about this upcoming season, as we love to reflect on the great accomplishments from last year, but we're here to talk about 2023. So what's Vanguard track and field looking like these days as we gear up for the first couple meets?
Well, we're excited because we have the bulk of the 22 team back. We graduated very few athletes last year, and all of the athletes that broke school records last year, I believe, are back. And the vast majority that went to nationals are back as well. So we're excited, and we added a good solid recruiting class to the mix. And I think we're on the verge of seeing some great things again. The women hopefully are going to defend that title at GSAC, and we're hoping to see the guys move up. We were 5th last year. We'd love to potentially crack the top 3 on the men's side, and we'll see what happens. But everybody has trained exceptionally well over the fall, and into the spring. We're already a couple weeks in. We had a great on-site retreat a couple weekends ago where we just got together. We did a lot of team bonding exercises. We had a powerful team devotional together, took communion together, prayed over each other. Just a really great time of kind of setting the season in motion with Christ at the center and relationships being a huge priority for us. Our team culture is definitely one of the biggest values we have. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. We believe strongly that if we are a really tight team relationally and strong in our relational connections, that performance is just going to take care of itself.
Yeah, I know that you guys said that you had some great chemistry last year, so hopefully that has rolled over and improved this year. As we head in towards the indoor season, anything in particular for the indoor events that you're looking to keep going or maybe emerge this year?
Yeah, I think we want to see all of those individuals get to the national level that made it last year, including relays. We'd love to add a few more men to the mix. I think we sent 12 women last year and just 3 men. So we're hoping one of the goals that our men's team set at our retreat was to send at least 5 or more individuals to nationals. So that's one of our goals on the men's side. And again, we'd love to see all those school records go down again. Since we do have the same personnel back that set the records last year, we're hoping that they can improve upon those, and we'll see all those same records go down again this year, and maybe some additional ones as well. Yeah, same story for outdoor track. We definitely want to see as many or more school records, all GSAP performers. We want to see as many people go to nationals as we did last year, if not more. And yeah, we definitely want to see some improvement in a couple of specific areas. I really feel like our distance program should see some improvement over last year with some of the new personnel we brought in this year. So we're hoping to contribute a little bit more on the distance side at GSAC and hopefully at the national level as well. And then hopefully everybody else picks up where they left off and we see some incredible stuff.
There is so many athletes. We'd love to get into each and every one because you have a great team. You had plenty of records from a couple of individuals, but we got to get through because otherwise we'd be here for an hour talking about every single person, the events they run. So let's talk about what events they will run. The schedule for this year will start with the indoor. Where are you going first?
We'll be at Westmont a couple weekends from now, and then we will be at OCC, right close by, our home track, 5 minutes away from Vanguard. We'd love to have some support from students and faculty here at Vanguard. That is on February 3rd, and then on the heels of that, we're back at Westmont for another indoor meet, and then we're at SoCA the week after that, and then we have a week off, and then we have Indoor Nationals South Dakota that first weekend in March.
Back to South Dakota. So you have 2 opportunities, Lion Faithful at OCC and then at SoCA to see your Lions in action. Those hopefully will draw some big crowds. Moving on then, because once more, the outdoor season kicks off right as your indoor nationalists are working out in South Dakota. Where do you go for the outdoor season then?
Yeah, so we actually have an outdoor meet just the weekend right before indoors at Claremont on the 25th of February. For those athletes that won't be going to indoor nationals, they can kind of get that outdoor season rolling there. Then we're at Occidental for the Oxy Invitational March 11th, and then Point Loma on the 18th, Concordia on the 25th, and then we have a weekend off, and then we're at Pomona Pitzer on April 8th, and then we have a weekend in mid-April where there's 3 meets on a particular weekend. So there's Mount Sac relays. If we get some qualifiers in there, they're very difficult time standards to get into that meet.
Yeah,
so we're hoping maybe we get 2, 3, 4 in there. And then for those that don't qualify to Mount Sac, there's Bryan Clay, which is another big meet at Azusa Pacific. And again, it's a qualifying meet too, so we probably won't get everybody in there, but we'll get a big chunk of our athletes qualified for Bryan Clay, and then the rest will go to Cal State LA that weekend. And then we have a weekend off, and then GSAC Championship last weekend in April. And following that, I think mid-May, we have the APU Last Chance Qualifier, and then 2 weeks after that, Outdoor Nationals, Indiana Wesleyan and Marion, Indiana.
Yeah, a new host this year, moving on from Florida. Are they doing any news on the marathon front? Because I know that's always a question since a couple of years. In Florida, it was way too hot, and they ran it way too early, and it was still way too hot for a whole thing.
Yes, they actually decided to not have a marathon this year, unfortunately. We're bummed about that because we probably would have had 2 or 3 qualifiers.
Yeah, Justin Bartleball and Evan Hernandez were there last year.
And even India Moores was thinking about running the marathon this year. So a year away, or a year off for the marathon. They're hoping to bring it back next year, and they're working on a plan to potentially run a standalone marathon outside of the national championship weekend at a different venue, different location where the weather and
a little friendlier.
Yep, would be much friendlier for the athletes. Yep. Sacramento is a possibility for that, so we'll see where they land.
That doesn't really seem to compute because it can be pretty hot in Sacramento in the summer, but hey, if they get to the marathon, that would be great. Obviously, a couple places, again, on the outdoor season, Claremont, Point Loma, Concordia's meet isn't too far away. All pretty good, accessible, APU as well. I know the Cal State LA one's kind of unique because that's a nighttime event, so that's running under the lights, so that's fun. So, Vanguard family, you've got plenty of opportunities, hopefully not many excuses to go up and see the track and field programs in action this year. GSAC once again at Westmont, last time they're in the GSAC, so last time at least, any word on if they keep hosting that or?
Yeah, there will definitely be a GSAC championship next year. They're just going to be looking for a new venue since this is Westmont's last year. So we'll see where that lands.
So if you need an excuse to go to Santa Barbara and see the Lions compete, hopefully defend their title, there it is. Last chance to see him there. Coach, we are excited for the season to get going, for plenty of records to keep getting broken, and for some more NAIA qualifiers. Have a great season, and we'll keep updated. VanguardLions.com to stay updated. Have a great day, Coach.
Awesome. Thanks, Justin.